I believe this is called Arthur's Seat, named after the King Arthur legend here in Edinburgh. A cloudy and rainy day in December. And the first that I heard of this hill here was just a few minutes ago when I happened upon it and was wondering what it was called. I wasn't actually planning on filming today, partly because it's such a gray and wet day, and today is my very first day in Edinburgh. Arrived yesterday from Amsterdam. I went walking out from my hostel and just walked out and started, walking around the city, just exploring randomly, and then noticed that there was this, green area here, and just kind of walked down here, and here's this mountain. So you could definitely hike up it. If I was feeling a little more enthusiastic, I might, but maybe on another day. I'm here for a few more days. And so I'm going to start walking back into the city and give a taste of Edinburgh here, despite the overcast, depressing weather. First, I will show my breakfast that I had a while ago. It was the Scottish breakfast. Here it is. It was really good. It included haggis, a classic Scottish dish, just a little bit of it there. It was £9 British, so not bad. And so Edinburgh, of course, is the capital of Scotland, which is part of the United Kingdom. And so Scotland is a country, but it is also part of the UK, along with, of course, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And so the political arrangement between Scotland and the rest of the United Kingdom is kind of complicated. I have actually been to all 4 countries within the UK. The last time that I was here was almost 30 years ago in the summer of 1990, when I arrived in London. I was 18 years old and hitchhiked from London to Land's End in Cornwall at the southwestern tip of England, and then all the way up to John O'Groats at the top of Scotland. I didn't go through Edinburgh here, and so I've been to all 4 of the countries of the UK. However, I just say that I've been to one country, the United Kingdom, when I'm counting up the number of countries that I've been to, because Scotland is not a completely independent country. It is part of the UK and subject to, the laws of the United Kingdom. And so just going to keep on walking here right back into the city, which is like just around the corner here, and give a little taste of Edinburgh today. This isn't going to be a full city tour. I will do another video showing more of the city later. So here is a little taste of Edinburgh. It's going to get a lot more spectacular than this, that's for sure. A skate park here. And so right over there is where that trail begins. And then here's the city. Charters Memorial Church, opened in 1912 on Brown Street. And I need to remember, they drive on the left here. In all of the rest of Europe, they drive on the right. And the classic British telephone booths, as if anyone actually uses a telephone anymore. I mean, a payphone. Looks like it's working. Yep, there's a dial tone. This is Crichton Street and Charles Street at the University of Edinburgh. And I went into this building right here earlier, and it's really interesting, so I'll go in there and give a tour. A spectacular building there. I haven't figured out what that is yet, but this is the one that I went in earlier. The Tevio Row House. And so this is a student union building, built in 1889. with like different things in it, print shop. And you can see here all kinds of different things going on here. Balcony room, debating hall, loft bar, dining room, lounge bar, reading room, the new Amphion. And now time to find out what this building is. And so this is McOwen Hall, and it is the graduation hall for the University of Edinburgh. Examinations. So it is getting on the end of the semester, I guess. Mid-December. Built in 1897. And here's where things start to get just really spectacular. Just so many older buildings. Doctors. The area in which the Doctors now stands is associated with some of Edinburgh's famous historical events, namely in 1513, the construction of the Flodden Wall, built to keep the English invaders out, and Edinburgh's first large-scale brewing in nearby Chambers Street in 1598, built by the city fathers to keep the thirsty townsfolk in. Classic pub food. I think it's time for a beer. And so I got a super stout, £4.20, that's about $5. And I think that is more than a pint. That is pretty big. And so the current temperature is 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and so it's actually warmer than elsewhere that I've been in Europe. And it is 3 p.m. and I can see it's already just kind of starting to go towards getting dark. It'll be almost dark by 4 in an hour. Mum's Great Comfort Food. Sounds tasty. Greyfriars Bobby. Bobby was the name of a Skye Terrier who belonged to John Gray, a night watchman for the Edinburgh Police. The two were inseparable for 2 years. However, in February 1958, Gray, the man, died of tuberculosis. He was buried in Greyfriars Kirkyard. I think that is this right here. Yeah, Greyfriars Kirk. Bobby, who survived John Gray by 14 years, is said to have spent the rest of his life sitting on his master's grave. Wow, what a story. And so a restaurant here dedicated to Bobby, the dog. And then here is the cemetery where the man was buried. In Greyfriars Kirk, the National Covenant was adopted and signed 28th February 1638. In the kirkyard are objects of historical interest such as the Martyrs' Monument towards the northeast and the Covenanters' Prison towards the southwest. And here's where I had breakfast. Angus Cafe. Next to the world famous Frankenstein and Beer Keller. I hadn't noticed this before. The original horror pub. Interesting. Just going to kind of peek inside here. I'll come back another time and have a drink, but I just had a beer, so. The Edinburgh Dungeon. Buy tickets here. And so I will walk up to the Edinburgh Castle, which is straight up here. Lots of double-decker buses and different types as well. The Ghost Bus Tours. And so I walked up to the Edinburgh Castle earlier today and decided to wait and not go into it today because of the rain, and also it is £17.50. That is more than $20, and so I will wait to tour the castle until I make my tour of the city. But I'll walk up there and show it from the outside and also show the views from there looking out over the city. It is straight up this way. My hostel is right down here, just a 1-minute walk on the left. And so this is all part of the old town here. And it is also tourist central, as is usually the case in European cities. The old towns are really spectacular, but they're also the center of the tourist action. And so I just ordered the Haggis, Neeps, and Tatties Tower. Locally caught haggis, mashed tatties, so potatoes, and bashed neeps. I have no idea what that's going to be. Served with whiskey sauce. And so I actually had haggis this morning with breakfast, but I'm curious to see how this is going to be different for dinner. So a classic Scottish dinner here. And so here we go, folks. This is it. This is not what I was expecting. Something all sort of mashed together. I thought it was going to be like 3 different things. And so I think that is probably the haggis in the middle, and then I'm guessing the tatties or the mashed potatoes on the bottom, and then whatever this is on top, the neeps. Pretty good. I still don't know what this mix is. Something orange. Squash? Pumpkin or... And so I have the answer about neeps. This classic Scottish dish may have an odd sounding name, so for those who don't know what they mean, tatties are potatoes, neeps are turnips, and haggis the savory pudding made from sheep offal and oatmeal. Turnips. I don't know if I've ever had a turnip in my life before. Maybe sometime, but definitely not a popular one in the United States. And so that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. More coming from Edinburgh. See ya.